Okay, I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Coralville City Council to order, May 23rd, 2017. Roll call.
Councilmember Hoft?
Present.
Gross?
Here.
Okay, I was thinking. Gill? Dodds?
Present.
Goodrich?
Here.
Okay, all council members are
Present way
present, as is the mayor, city clerk, city attorney, assistant city administrator, and several staff in the audience. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda with item 16 removed. 15, thank you. 15 removed.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Gill, seconded by Hoft. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the agenda is approved. Okay, tonight we have the honor of swearing in one of Coralville's newest and finest officers, police officers. Andrew Welchel is here. He's a great gentleman. I'm going to sign your oath of office right now, Andrew, and ask you to come up and we will swear you in. Andrew's daughter and mother is here tonight. I'm going to walk around. Okay, let's just stand a little closer here, and we'll just read this together. If you raise your right hand, please. I, Andrew Welchel, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States.
I, Andrew Welchel, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of Iowa and the ordinances of the City of Coralville.
the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and the ordinances of the City of Coralville.
I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all duties of office of police officer in the City of Coralville.
I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all the duties of the office of police officer in the City of Coralville,
As now or hereafter required by law.
as now or hereafter required by law.
Okay, dated this 23rd day of May, 2017. Congratulations. If you don't mind me putting you on the spot, if you want to go to the mic and just like introduce yourself, say where you're from and things like that, that'd be great.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Chief Crone, City Council, my name is Andrew Welchel, new police officer. The little girl sitting on the lady right there is my daughter Aurora, and that is my mother Beth. My wife was unable to attend. I want to thank everybody for being here today, and thank you for letting me be a part of the City of Coralville and serving everybody in the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. And you're all welcome to stay, but if you'd like to leave, we understand that as well. So. Okay, item 5 is citizen comments. This is a time for anyone in the audience that'd like to speak to us tonight about an item that's not already on the agenda. Anybody like to speak? Seeing none, we'll move on to the bonds public hearing, item 6. This is a public hearing on not to exceed $37 million general obligation essential corporate purpose refunding loan agreements and approved use of an official statement. There are 4 very similar resolutions in a row here, and all of them, and give me a nod, Tony, if I'm correct, all of these are just refinancing existing debt to capture better terms and interest.
That is exactly right.
Okay, no new debt, just
No new
refinancing
project
existing.
money.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I will open the public hearing. Are there any comments from the audience? Any written?
No written.
Okay, seeing and hearing none, I will close the public hearing and consider the resolution.
Resolution determining to proceed with entering into loan agreements and taking additional action thereon, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Hof, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Gill. Discussion? Roll call.
Gross?
Aye.
Gill?
Aye.
Dodds?
Aye.
Goodrich?
Aye.
Hoft?
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item C is a resolution providing for the sale and issuance of GO appropriation bonds, another series very similar to the previous one.
Resolution providing for the sale and issuance of general obligation annual appropriation refunding bonds, Series 2017 D1, and providing for the levy of taxes subject to non-appropriation to pay the same. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gross, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Discussion. Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item D is the same resolution for Series 2017 D2.
Resolution providing for the sale and issuance of taxable general obligation annual appropriation refunding bonds, Series 2017 D2, and providing for the levy of taxes subject to non-appropriation to pay the same. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Hoft. Discussion. Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item E, similar resolution for Series 2017 C.
Resolution authorizing the issuance of annual appropriation urban renewal tax increment revenue refunding bonds, Series 2017 C, pledging to the payment of thereof funds and portions of taxes subject to non-appropriation, created pursuant to the authority of subsection 2 of section 403.19 of the Code of Iowa, is introduced for adoption by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Discussion. Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Resolution is approved. Thank you. Those are, took care of that. Thank you, Tony, for working on that. Item 7 is lots 1 and 2, West Core Business Park, Part 2. It's a public hearing, but we'll start with a building report and planning and zoning report from Jim Kessler, our building official.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item number 7 is a request by Zero Energy Systems for the approval, excuse me, of an existing IPUD plan. So this is an amendment to the IPUD plan that already exists for West Core Part 11. The original part was lot number 1, which is right here in this area here. This gray building here is
Jim,
the...
you're not projecting.
Am I not on? Oh, my gracious. How do I get on the screen here? That do it? Nope.
We see the mouse, at least.
Yeah, the mouse is on there, but I'm not projecting up here. No, I'm already there. I want a function here. Which function do I want? Oh, it's there.
Did you upgrade
4?
Windows 10?
No, that's a split screen.
Actually, no, it did.
That's not
It
doing
made
it.
me restart like twice.
How
Yeah,
this will do it.
yeah, maybe.
It did it during the
Ah,
Is
there
it
we
up?
go.
There we go.
No, I don't have it.
battery when you fix it.
Hope you saw it.
Then there could be here. Wait a minute, let's try this. You got them both?
Trying to
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
Little delay there. Anyhow, take up where I left off. This gray building here is the original Zero Energy building where they do all of their manufacturing of their precast insulated walls. This is all on lot number 1, so they've added lot number 2. This is a new building that they're going to add onto this lot here. And it will be developed with an additional 19,000 square foot building. There'll be 4,000 square foot of office space in here, and there'll be 15,000 square feet of storage, and they will do some, they'll do some possibly storage of their precast walls, and then they'll have a lot of, their insulation will be stored in here, some of their other materials will be stored in this building. As you can see, this is a pretty good-sized concrete lot. Along this edge of this lot, these long, narrower parking places here are actually for semi-flatbed trailers that they will use to haul all of their, deliver all of their precast on. There's 66 stalls around here for the flatbed trailers. And then this area here is parking for their staff. They've taken their staff parking off of their original building and they put it all here. There's about 72 spaces there for staff for both of the buildings, which will handle their biggest, all their office staff, and it will also handle the biggest amount of workers they have there at any one time. So if we can go to another page here, we'll go. And as you can see, this is kind of a landscaping page where it's got trees in the parking lots. These are 2 large bioswales that will handle all of the water quality issues that we have on this site that'll collect off of the amount of concrete that's here. And then there'll also be, I believe we have another shot here. No, this is actually the new building that's going to be there. This is the same building that they have before. It's the exact same construction, and as I said, it's 19,000 square feet. So it's all the tilt-up insulated concrete block or concrete walls. All of this was on P&Z the other night at the meeting and was recommended for approval by a 5-0 vote.
Okay, thank you, Jim. I'll open a public hearing on this rezoning. Are there any comments? Any written comments?
No written.
Okay, I'll close the public hearing and consider a resolution.
Resolution approving the amended PUD-B site plan for lots 1 and 2 West Core Business Park, Part 11, Coralville, Iowa, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Dodds. Discussion. Questions or comments by the council? Okay, roll call.
Hoft.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Okay, resolution is approved, all ayes. Item number 8 is Lot 3, Coral Crossing, 4th edition. Similar actions. I'll start with the building report and P&Z report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is part of the Coral Crossings area that's being built out on in the West Coralville land use area. This is actually a portion of Jones Boulevard coming from the north, and this road here is Spring Hill Court that comes off of Jones Boulevard, circles around, and this development goes on further down. And then we'll circle back to Jones Boulevard for another access onto Jones Boulevard. If you can remember, in the past, we've looked at the PUD site plan for this whole area of all of the development. And what they're doing is that they're bringing it in one phase at a time, or one lot at a time, actually. So this is the 4th edition, actually, of and lot number 3. And the 4th edition consists of 2 4-plex townhomes, 2 3-plex townhomes, and 1 duplex townhome on an inner loop road, Blue Sage Court, that is an inner loop that'll serve all of the development in the past. If you can remember right up here, lot number 2, they already have a 36-unit building done, and they're working on that now. And so this is part 3, or lot number 3 of part 4. This follows the PUDA plan that we approved for the whole site. They haven't changed anything. These are 4-plex townhomes and 3-plex townhomes. I'm not sure I have. Sorry, I don't. I thought I had a picture of the townhomes, but they're the same townhomes we looked at for Bridgewater. It's the same construction firm that's building all of these, and they're a combination of walkout townhomes, depending on the lay of the land, and then 2-story townhomes walkout, and then there's 2-story townhomes that may be on a slab with the garden entrance off the back. So, as I said, this is all following the PUDA plan that was originally approved, and P&Z voted to approve this, or voted to recommend this for approval by a 5-0 vote.
Okay, thank you, Jim. I'll open the public hearing on this project. Are there any comments? Any written?
No written.
Okay, seeing and hearing none, I'll close the public hearing, entertain the resolution.
Resolution approving the PUD-B site plan for Lot 3, Coral Crossing, 4th edition, Coralville, Iowa, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Hof, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Gill. Discussion? Roll call.
Gross. Aye. Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Hoft.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Item 9 is fiscal year 2017 budget amendment. This is a resolution approving an amendment to the current fiscal year. It's for both the revenues and expenditures. Don?
Resolution approving an amendment to the fiscal year 2017 budget is introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gross, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Holt. Any discussions? Questions? Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item 10 is Coral Ridge Avenue Improvements Phase 2, the Duck Bank Project. City Engineer Dan Holderness is going to walk us through the bid report first, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We took bids for this project this afternoon, and we received 6 bids on the project. The low bid was submitted by TD&I Cable Maintenance, Inc. of Lakeland, Minnesota, in the amount of $324,880.92. This is a very low bid, about 33% below the engineer's estimate. And because we were not familiar with this company, we asked Howard R. Green Company to investigate references for him. And Tim Cutsworth, the project manager, is here. And he investigated this afternoon and got very positive comments from the city of Waverly and from CenturyLink, both. So they both have great things to say about them, so they're a very good contractor. So with that, we'd like to recommend award to TD&I Maintenance, Cable Maintenance.
Okay. And could you just, for the benefit of the public, just describe what this involved, and particularly the dates of when this work will occur?
Yes, this project is to create a common duct bank to relocate all the private utilities into one common area so that we can then accommodate the street improvements project, which is being designed now. So this duct bank project hopefully will be awarded tonight, and they will start in June and work through the September timeframe on those improvements. And then after that, the private utility companies will have the fall to relocate their facilities into those duct banks. And then we are, as I said, we're designing the street project. We're looking for a December 2017 bid for that. So the street improvements will be through calendar 18.
And will the traffic be impacted for this part of the project?
The traffic will not be impacted by the duct bank project because it's all on the west side of the right-of-way, and there's plenty of right-of-way there. So
Great.
there will be no traffic impacts.
Good. Thank you, Dan. Any other questions? Roll call?
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item 11 is
We didn't
IRL.
read the resolution.
Oh, so I'm sorry, there's 2 that was the first one?
I was like, wait a minute, okay.
Okay, I was trying to move us through
Move
here.
us along.
It's resolution for the same project, second resolution.
We didn't do it first. Resolution approving the contract and
Okay,
bond
first one.
document.
Read the first one.
All right.
Well, you were ready to do roll call there.
You had me fooled too.
Resolution accepting bids and awarding the construction contract for the Coral Ridge Avenue Improvements Phase 2 Duct Bank Project, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Discussion. Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Okay, resolution is approved. Second resolution.
Resolution approving the contract and bond documents for the Coral Ridge Avenue Improvements Phase 2 Project, Duct Bank Project, is introduced for adoption by Councilmember Dodd, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Hoft. Discussion? Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Holt.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Okay, we'll see if I can get this next one right. This item 11 is the IRL Sanitary Sewer Project, East 2nd Avenue to 7th Street. Bid report?
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. We received bids on this project on May 16th. We received 3 bids for the project. After our consultants, Howard R. Green Company, took the bids and reviewed them, there was discrepancies in the way the 2 low bidders had filled out 2 items in the bid form. And so after consultation with City Attorney Kevin Olson, the bid forms were corrected as should have been submitted. And with that, then the low bid was in the amount of $1,291,123.46 from Dave Schmidt Construction of Cedar Rapids. This bid was about 6% below the engineer's estimate, and we've had a lot of experience with Dave Schmidt Construction in the past. Know they're a good contractor, so we would recommend award to Dave Schmidt Construction.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Resolution?
Resolution accepting bids and awarding the construction contract for the IRL Sanitary Sewer Project, East 2nd Avenue and East 7th Street, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Second by Hope. Discussion? Roll call.
Holt.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Similar resolution?
Resolution approving the contract and bond documents for IRL Sanitary Sewer Project, East 2nd Avenue and East 7th Street, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Hof, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Gill. Discussion? Roll call.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Hoft.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item 12 is the Interstate 80, 380 Systems Interchange Improvement Project. This is a resolution approving a memorandum of understanding which outlines concerns the city has with specific impacts this project will have on city-owned properties and the procedures with which these concerns will be addressed. This is a agreement, memorandum of understanding with the Department of Transportation.
Resolution approving a memorandum of understanding with the Iowa Department of Transportation for the I-80, I-380 Systems Interchange Project, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gross, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Dodds. Discussion? Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Hoft.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item B is for the same project. It's a resolution approving a right-of-way agreement with the Iowa Department of Transportation.
Resolution approving a right-of-way agreement for primary road project with the Iowa Department of Transportation for the I-80, 380 Systems Interchange Project, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Gross. Any discussion? Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Hoft.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Resolution approved, all ayes. How about ready to have you do it? Item 13 is sanitary sewer rates. This is the second consideration of an ordinance that increases our sanitary sewer rates for the upcoming fiscal year in order to generate funds to pay for our significant improvements to our wastewater treatment plant project to accommodate future growth in our city.
Ordinance number 2017-1007, an ordinance amending Chapter 107 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Coralville, 2011, as previously amended by changing sanitary sewer fees. That's introduced for adoption. Second consideration by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Hoft. Discussion? Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Hoft.
Aye.
Gross. Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Ordinance passes its second consideration, all ayes. Item 14 is wastewater treatment facility improvements. This is a resolution approving the purchase of just under 1 acre of forested wetland credits from River Products for the project that we just did the rate increase on, the wastewater treatment facility project.
Resolution approving a wetland credit purchase agreement with the River Products Company, Inc. to provide forested wetlands mitigation at the River Products Mitigation Bank Number 1 for the wastewater treatment plant facility improvements, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Second by Dodds. Discussion? Roll call.
Hoft.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Item 15 was removed. Item 16 is Youth Sports Park Phase 2. This is a resolution approving an agreement with Confluence to update the schematic design of our Phase 2 for our Youth Sports Park. And Parks and Rec Director Sherry Proud is going to tell us a little bit more about it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Earlier this year, Kelly and I looked at some rough sketches that we had Confluence do to take a look at the youth sports park now that we've been open for 6 years and steadily grown our tournament play and also our recreational opportunities there at the youth sports park. Finding out just what the next phase needed to entail, and looked at trying to instead of 4 really small diamonds and a baseball diamond is what it called for in our master plan, looked at getting equal size diamonds to what we have now and to still include that baseball diamond, and how many of those could we fit. So we can fit 3 diamonds instead of the 4 small ones. We can fit 3 60-foot and greater. We really need some diamonds that are able to accommodate 70 and possibly 80-foot bases out there. And in that next step then is to look at updating our master plan, updating the schematic design, and then also looking at our existing facilities against the master plan. How are they serving us in the way we need to, as well as our trails and additional lighting there at the park. So essentially looking at finishing out the park. This step would go into schematic design and a budget for the council to consider.
Okay, thank you, Sherry.
And Sherry, will that have the new bathrooms that we talked about?
There are bathrooms that have already been built into the maintenance building on the north end. They're roughed in and then could be finished out and or added onto at that time.
Thank you.
Resolution?
Resolution approving an agreement with Confluence for Youth Sports Complex Phase 2 schematic design, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gross, seconded by.
Second.
Second by Goodrich. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Hope.
Aye.
Gross. Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Thank you, Sherry. Item 17 is an amended purchase agreement with Back Pocket Brewery for them to purchase from the city their facility. Resolution?
Resolution approving an amended purchase agreement with Back Pocket Real Estate LLC for the acquisition of Back Pocket Brewery from the city, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Close. Seconded by Hope. Discussion? Is there anything you wanted to say about this?
One of the things we did was we changed the entity name, and the other one was we scheduled the payments over 3 different payments for the $3.8 million. So there'll be a payment made tomorrow for $1.25 million. $1.8 million will be done before the end of the fiscal year, and $750,000 will be done December 1st. So just accommodating the way they've got their investors schedule out here. So we met with them last week and sketched out a way this could work here. So
Great.
And so we will be keeping, there's the north 30 feet of the lot, which was part of the original purchase agreement for the whole thing that was in the lease, but we're going to keep that, and they'll have a right of first refusal on that. But if we have a project that can go on that, we will go ahead and see if they want to match it. If they don't, then we'll just keep that. We'll keep that and do our own project on it.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Hope.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. I entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented or amended.
Move to approve the consent calendar, items A through KK as presented.
Second.
Okay, moved by Gill, seconded by Hoft. Discussion? Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Hope.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Consent calendar is approved, all ayes. Item 19 is city administrator report.
Yeah, just a couple things. With Memorial Day being Monday, city offices are closed, and trash pickup is one day later all week. And Dan, could you give people an update on what to expect on First Avenue for the next few months?
Sure. As most people probably know, our duct bank project on First Avenue has started to relocate both underground and overhead utilities into a common underground duct bank in anticipation of the street project on First Avenue. That will be bid in December and built in calendar 18 as well. The first phase is underway, and so we're allowing the contractor to block the outside southbound lane of First Avenue around between 6th and 7th Street from 9 a.m. on Monday mornings till 3 p.m. on Friday, so they can work in that area. That closure should last about 3 weeks. And once that's done, then they will, the duct bank actually crosses underneath the railroad track at an angle and gets over on the east side of First Avenue. And so then they'll start having single lane closures about a block in length for northbound First Avenue, and each of those will be about a month in length as well. So that project should be done by September 1st.
I went through there this morning, and it was one lane, and it was drivers coming in, commuting in, should slow down as they're coming through there, because they're all coming down. Then they realize there's only one lane there, so be aware that it's time to slow down.
We've added additional signage up by 9th Street to try to warn people that this is coming up as I go southbound. And we're also, Eric Fisher, our street superintendent, is also going to try to work to tweak the timing on the signals through this corridor and at Highway 6 and First Avenue as well to try to help move that, particularly the AM peak, through that area more safely, more efficiently.
Great.
Thank you, Dan. Anything else, Ellen?
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, item 20 is the mayor's report. I'll just keep it short, but it's kind of somber. I just wanted to send some good condolences out to folks that certainly have been affiliated in one way or another with city and city government. Most of us, I'm sure, saw in the paper that former Governor Tom Vilsack's granddaughter passed away this past week from influenza, and that was just a real tragedy there. Former Lieutenant Governor Joy Corning also passed away. And then Don Avenson. Don is a longtime former legislator, Speaker of the House, ran for governor a number of years ago. But for many, many years, he and his partners have been representing the interests of Coralville in terms as a lobbyist in Des Moines in the State House. And so we all know Don very well, and he was a great guy, and his death was very sudden, so that's pretty tough.
Helped us a lot, helped this community a lot.
He really has, yep. So our condolences go out to Don's family, and certainly to the family of the other two as well. That's all I have. City Attorney's report.
Well, I just want Kelly to know, if he's watching or when he reviews this, that we miss him. Not a lot, but we miss him. Kevin?
As you might, Councilmember Gill might have seen, the demolition on the old Szechuan Village property started today. And so that will be, hopefully by the end of the week, they will get that building out of there. And there's a basement, so they're taking the fill that's on the Brisky lot, and kept some of that there. They're going to go get that and fill that in. And then the other two buildings there, we are closing on July 1st on those buildings, and we're going to have the demolition contract ready at the last meeting in June, so they can get started as soon as we get possession of those two properties.
That's great. That's good. I haven't seen that yellow tan siding since I delivered papers. And Don was driving by.
Thank you, Kevin. Committee and council members report. Lori?
I don't have anything, thank you.
Okay. Jill?
I just want to say congratulations to all of the seniors graduating. I've got a whole stack of fun invitations to parties, and it's an exciting time for a lot of kids in our community.
Very good. Tom?
I'm going to steal Mitch's thunder summer reading program. Do you have the? Okay.
Go for it, yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. Rich?
I've got a stack of senior grades to get done so that these people can graduate, Jill. So
The difference
don't plan your
is
parties yet, because I've got
three of my stack are Simple Abundance graduates.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, they're safe from me then. No, there are quite a few library things to announce. The first is what Tom alluded to, summer kickoff to summer reading, which is May 31st from 5 to 6:30. And it's for youth and adults. And if you haven't participated, it's a fantastic program. It's kind of an honor system, but you pledge to read X amount of books, and then you get put into drawings. And so great community events get formed. There's discussion groups, this or that. So if you haven't checked out summer reading programs, please do so. Also, I got to be honest, I can't remember when our next meeting is going to be, but June 9th is also with the library, the community meal. I believe it's June 9th. 5:30 to 7:30, I believe, and so this is an opportunity that I think this is our second go-around where we're trying to encourage fellowship and community building to have citizens come and enjoy a meal here at the city. Oh, and then obviously the library's closed Monday for Memorial Day. And I guess I'll say one quick thing about Don, because I knew Don before I even moved into Coralville when I worked in the legislature, and even at that time, he was such a towering there's very few people. I would say the bark was so worse than the bite that he scared the bejesus out of you.
Imposing.
But once you got to know him, he was just about as soft, and I was very, very shocked and saddened to hear that news.
Okay, Bill?
nothing tonight, Mayor. Thanks.
Okay. With that, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Moved by Gil, seconded by Lori? Lori. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're adjourned.